Alright, I'm gonna give it a second to circle around because I took this video before I did the actual voiceover, so it might go a little bit fast. But, yeah. So this is my Anglo-Saxon village from Beowulf. And most of the houses were made out of woods at that time, so that's what I did. The poem itself, I couldn't find that much information on the actual village, so I kind of just went off some pictures that I found. And yeah, so once again, they were mostly made out of wood. I added this dirt path just to kind of bring it together to look more like a village, because some of the houses are farther apart than others, so it kind of brings it together. And then I added some villagers just to make it kind of realistic, kind of. So yeah, there's about 5 or 6 houses, I think, something like that, but just really simple. So now we have the mead hall. Yeah, so this definitely took me the most amount of time, mostly just because a lot of the stuff was repetitive. But originally it was like a dead drop off, but so I had to add stairs, but I wanted it to be on top of a mountain because it kind of Hrothgar wanted it to be like this super great, wondrous hall, so putting it on top of the mountain kind of emphasized that versus the village kind of being farther down. So go in, this is the front door. You can look around and see this is the top around. And so I did a tutorial for this part, but I added some of the stuff from the book to kind of make it more geared towards Beowulf. So this is Grendel's head that Beowulf brought to Hrothgar. I know it's a zombie head, but it's the closest thing I could find to it, so that's kind of symbolizing that. So now I'm just going up at the top to show some of the framework, kind of. And so, okay, so this is the main focal point of the entire hall in and of itself. Of course, this is where King Hrothgar would give his subjects gifts and they would celebrate, etc., etc. And yeah, I added some benches over here and some seating areas just because that's where they would sit. And I had to cover the fire because the villagers would catch on fire if I did not. And yeah, so in the corner over here, this is supposed to symbolize before Beowulf has his fight with Grendel. He says that since Grendel is only fighting with his hands, he will too, and so he takes off the chainmail, and that's supposed to symbolize that. Over here, these are just some extra rooms that I built in, and if the people in the story weren't actually sleeping in the mead hall, this is probably where they could have slept. So the mead hall did have sleeping accommodations, stuff like that. Up there, that's just some of the paintings that they kind of talked about, how they were on the walls in the mead hall, so I added there. Alrighty, so thanks MTV for viewing my crib. Just kidding, let me stop. Yeah, so that's the outside of the mead hall once again, and yeah, the end.